Welcome back to Hammer Time Hobbies. Today we're going to be building a fortified farmstead for Warhammer the Old World using these 4 3D printed buildings as the basis. So I've decided to start with Moonfang Brown for the doors, windows, and exposed wood. And you'll see I've gone for dried bark for the roofs and the doors. Give it a bit of contrast. For the windmills, blades, and stairs, I went with Tarlin Sand. For these exposed bricks, I've gone with Dawnstone, kind of gray from Citadel. And I guess to redden them up a bit, maybe even on the chimneys here, and these supports down here, I'm probably going to use a contrast called Snakebite Leather to give them more of a brick feel rather than a stone feel. See how we go. Alright, so the snakebite leather contrast is a bit too dark for me, so I am going to do a light dry brush over it with the Dawnstone gray. See how we go. Alright, so I've grayed up the bricks a bit. Now we're going to move on to the wall. I guess it's stucco. We're going to be using Wraithbone, which you guys voted for overwhelmingly. So we'll see how it comes out. I'll probably speed this up for you as well, so you can not be bored shitless as I paint. All right, so while I'm changing tact in between painting the buildings, so for a fortified farmstead, we're gonna need some walls. So I already had these 3D printed walls from quite a while back ready, so I'm gonna go with them just because it'll take too long to make new ones, and these are okay. They probably look a little bit too gray to fit in, maybe. I don't know. I'm a little bit colorblind, so everything always is sitting in question with me. So with the walls, I have this opening here, so I'm gonna have to make a gate for it. So what I've started doing is getting these little kind of drink stirrers and cutting them into threes. And I'll make a little small wooden gate for it, and maybe paint it the same brown as some of the brown in the buildings there, and show you what that looks like when it's done. So it looks like it'll be 7 on one door, 7 on the other, and then some cross beams. All right, there you have it. There's the gate. Weather it up. To make it look very ramshackle, and so you'll see it's basically made out of these little stirrers, and just roughened it up quite a bit, chopped off the ends there, and even did a really bad job of trying to make it look like there's nails. But the 3-foot rule looks fantastic. And yeah, see what's next. Okay, so while I've been in the middle of, I guess, layering up the main core buildings, and my side mission with the gate to the walls, yeah, I'm still thinking about what I do with the tiles. Do I kind of get some lighter shades, some darker shades of that brown, and try to create some disuniformity or chaos to make it look a little bit more unique and realistic? Or do I just dry brush the whole thing and then use some inks to pull out the detail and then call it done? Not sure. It all comes down to how much effort you guys want to put into things. In the meantime, one of the other kind of side quests for this video is the animals, which I mentioned, the ones I 3D printed from Last Swords Miniatures. I've also got some random little geese. I think they're geese from the Wargames Atlantic Town Guard set. That comes with, I think, 4 geese as well. But I was looking online for this kind of 28mm farm animal thing, and I came across this box, which I have already opened. I just didn't realize I left my address on the first take I took of the unboxing of it. But yeah, I went to Victrix Miniatures. They're based out of the UK, and I found some really cool farm animals for 28mm on their site. So I'll unbox that, and I don't know if I'm going to use them all because it's like over 100 animals, and that would be a lot of painting to disrupt my schedule. But I might just do a couple of the main ones, maybe like a horse and a couple of cattle and who knows what else, and mix that in with the animals that I'm doing for this Fortified Farmstead. So I'll just get into opening that. All right. So I did have a quick look at these before. So here we go. We got, and by the way, I had to pay for these. This isn't marketing or anything. I just think they're really cool for anyone interested in Old World, or even like Mordheim, Empires in Flames, I think it's called when you're out in the country. Yeah, there's a game they do have called Pillage, I think. It's similar to one that maybe Oathmark has. But anyways, yeah, it's about raiding each other's farms and things. So this is what it comes with. So have a look at their website, and I think my stomach's rumbling in every single one of these videos. Yeah, have a look at the website, and I will start building some of these guys so you can see. So this is the first set I got. So kind of how it comes. Got the one half of the horse there. He's grazing, and some cattle, more geese, sheep. What else do we have here? Some chickens, some pigs. So it's got 4 sprues of those, which somehow totals 104 animals. It comes with this little guide. Shows you how to build them all. Quite handy. And the other set I got was this one here. Market Stall. I figured I could use that for the Fortified Farmstead and just in internal like village or town kind of scenarios. And that's what it comes with there. You can pause and have a look. Again, from Victrix. So that comes with instructions on how to build stuff. So I got the stalls, tables, kind of benches. What is this? Fire pits or cooking kind of situations. Baskets for chickens and whatever. And then it looks like an oven for baking made bread or something, and sacks and whatnot. It also has little pots and pans and dishes to put on the tables. So really gives some unique character to some stuff. So that's one of the sprues. I think this is the other side of it. Yep. And then we have what do we have here? Got one full of bags. I guess they glue together, and then one with a ton of barrels. So yeah, I think this can add some interesting clutter to the farmstead, and we'll start to put some of that together as well. So yeah, let's start with probably just one sprue maybe. Otherwise it'll be too big of a project if I did all 100 bloody animals. And I might just cut out this kind of horse who looks like it's more of a plow horse or something like that. And what else do we have here? We've got the cows. The good thing about this Victrix set is I was noticing the difference between the animals that come with it and the animals that come in the that you can print from Last Swords Miniatures. And these ones look more kind of like medieval, so they look like they are, you know, a bit less domesticated. I mean, they're obviously domesticated, but less refined in terms of where we've gotten with modern day factory farming. All right, let's start gluing those two together to start with and see how we go. So let's do some quick gluing. Should be pretty easy. A lot of you guys will probably balk at my lack of cleaning up pre-gluing. And you're right, should have done it. Got too excited, which tends to happen with me. See the horse. Ah, I'm missing the horse's ears. That makes sense. I knew there was something wrong. We'll have to find those. Here we go. Horse's ears. There you go, nice grazing horse. Anyways, so I'm gonna use, as I tend to use for any kind of like non pointed miniature, you know, like based miniature for battle and all that. For any kind of counters or any terrain type stuff, I tend to use these excess Warlord Games and Perry Miniatures kind of bases. Or they were Revendra, I can't remember. But yeah, you get some of these other companies have different size bases, which tend to be about 2 to 2.5 millimeters rather than 5 high. And I tend to use them because there are plenty. I think I probably have a stack that big of them somewhere. I use them for the other types of animals, so I'll probably put my farm animals entirely on those, and then I to keep them from looking too square, I tend to kind of damage the hell out of them and smooth out the corners, and then I fill them with sterling mud on the base, and you know, chuck some what are those little grass things called? Some tufts in there as well, and yeah, that will mix in fine. Alright, so I've got the animals I'm going to use for this project done. So we've got the kind of farm horse pulling the plow. Obviously he's resting and grazing. we got some cows, which I thought were quite small, but I looked it up, and apparently medieval cows were really small. They were like 3.5 to 4 feet tall at the shoulder. And so I was shocked to hear that, but there you go. There's a donkey. And we've got 3 bases here of sheep. Even put that the dog in there, kind of helping herd them. We've got two pigs. I'll put in a pig pen. Kind of more modern, domesticated looking pigs, but that's all right. We got 1 base of geese and 1 of chickens. And I'll have to prime those with the rest of the stuff. So next I mentioned the wood pile. So I've got the kind of splitting block here, the axe in it. Got this twig from the backyard. I'm gonna chop him up and kind of stack the wood on a base, make a wood pile. So I won't film that, but I'll show you what it looks like in the end. There we go. Got the wood block with the axe. Chopped up all this wood. Got some smaller kindling there, and then all these little scraps that'll scatter around the base. So what I'm probably going to do is base paint and and base this little green base with paint and Sterling mud first, because I don't want to paint over the wood. I think the wood looks fine natural, so I'll just glue that on afterwards, and you'll just see the finished product. And here we have the firewood. Nice little bit of scatter. So here we've done a very quick, pretty average paint job on the farm animals. Got the sheep there with the 1 dog, sheepdog. Got our pigs, kind of the outdoor cooking kind of thing. These are all from the Vitrix set, or largely, not all, but largely from the Vitrix farm animal set and market set. Here we got some chickens, I guess a stove, an oven. Got some bags of grain, some barrels, plow horse, geese, donkey, and the small cows. So I'll be using these as maybe victory points for kind of raid, pillage kind of scenarios. Okay, so this is who I've settled on for the villagers. So we've got Little Red Riding Hood here, and the laundry lady, and this lady's peasant scattering grain or feeding the chickens. Here we've got a farmer with a scythe, and two other peasant females. So the 3 on the left came from the Dungeons and Lasers box that I showed earlier, and then these 3 here came from the Northman folk rabble from Fireforge. So they here you go. Let's kind of look at the set. So I figured they'd be good. This one does have a GW head on it, the male, but I'll use them as the farmers, or the peasants for the farm for now. All right, let's do a dodgy wash on this this building here. And there we have it. Fast forward past all the dry brushing, and we have the Fortified Farmstead. There's our gate. Looks like Little Red Riding Hood has knocked, and old Farmer Joe's coming to open the gates. And that's how it's all come together. I used a brown or a tan, very light tan dry from Citadel paints to give the stonework a bit more of a kind of dried sandstone kind of look. Don't know if it's succeeded, but I'm curious to know what you guys think. I did it across all the stonework, so these walls, tried to I guess tan them up or brown them up. Not sure if it comes across in the video, if it just comes across as very gray. Probably should have seen it before. So yeah, I did some weathering on everything. This bridge previously wasn't weathered, but yeah, there's the farmstead. We'll have a look from the other side. And here's the one of the other sides. So we've got a pig pen in here, and you got matriarch of the house coming out to give some slop to the piggies. The windmill, of course. See if we can see the rat down there. Here he is. Got the silo with the sacks out front. And chucked my old well in here. And here's the front of the house. Added this little broom. That's from the Rabble set, and a shield from the Town Guard set from Wargames Atlantic. And here we have one of the daughters feeding the chickens. I added in this Battle Master's tower. I use it in a lot of the videos. It's in my opinion, it's like an iconic old hammer kind of thing. I added it in there because I remember Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay used to always talk about how these farmsteads had, these fortified farmsteads had defensive towers to help the inhabitants survive any attacks. There we have the gate. Moving out, we've got, I guess, a haystack here to divvy out to the hungry animals. We've got a paddock out here with the plow horse, the donkey, and I guess we'll call them milking cows. And then coming over here, we've got the sheep and the geese. Geese are in there somewhere. And yeah, that's the farmstead. So I'll come around this angle here so you can get a look from here. So there it is. It's essentially in the middle of the table. For this scenario, I'm looking at having a force of raiders coming in to raid the farmstead. The farmstead happens to be on the other side of a river from this fortified manor, or we'll call it a fortified keep. Looks like there's an army amassing out here, probably in the middle of a active war with whoever's going to be doing the raiding. We've got some baggage there for all the baggage lovers. We've got some cooking going on over here, and I guess on the hill with the keep we've got some artillery pieces, hangman, some of my standard kind of stuff that I use. So I'll set up what you know the scenario might look like as it progresses. I'm not sure whether to fight it out or not. I'll let you decide if I'm just bullshitting you or I actually fought it out. So in this supply raid scenario, I'm gonna have the attackers, the raiders, come from these two roads at probably 2 units per road per turn. And then from this road here, probably 2 units per turn from the defender side. And then also we'll have a small billeted garrison stationed here to protect the grain and the you know, whatever's in these barrels, the beer, the mead, the ale. So a small unit garrison here might give them 1 character for a heroic defense, and the raiders will come along this road just before sunrise. They won't be recognizable until they're within, say, 24 inches or something like that of anyone guarding the village or the farmstead, which will mean they'll be able to get quite close. And so I also have 5 wagons that they'll need to bring in through the gate, load up here, you know, the various barrels and sacks and whatnot, to take back, and those will count as victory points, as well as the farm animals. I mean, what hungry army doesn't love horse meat? And they can herd the animals away. The river here will be passable, but at half speed, whereas the bridge will be passable at normal speed. Also, crossing the different fences will slow people down. Oh, here we go. I forgot. We've got one villager washing her dirty laundry. There you go. She's probably been hanging out with the some other farmers' sons. Yeah. So the crossing the fences will slow them down. So the idea is to have the defending force coming from the keep and the camp to be twice as large as the attacking force. So with the attacking force coming on twice as fast, which will mean in the beginning the attacking force has the advantage. They have twice as many troops on board. One disadvantage they have is having to move in and their victory being contingent on capturing supplies. But the defending force, their victory will be contingent on the supplies not being captured, and so not just sitting back and having a firefight, but actually moving across the bridge in the creek or the river creek, I guess it would be, and engaging with the raiders. So I might do a setup, and I probably won't be able to play it out. I mean, I'd have to play with myself unless I can get someone around here, and I want to get this video out. So I guess I will be bullshitting, and it'll just be more of a kind of a setup showcase of what you can do with one of these fortified farmsteads from a scenario perspective. And here we are. The stallions have come to raid the farmstead, and the Tilayans are defending. We've got some Tilayan gladiators here guarding the gate. Got the cast of the Princess Bride storming through with some Stallion Raiders. Got some handgunners up here, the Priestess of Myrmidia. And over here we've got a bit of a duel happening in the pig pen between two heroes. Looks like the Bright Wizard has blown the wall down. Got some stallions here, sword and board guys rushing through. In the background, we've got the raiding party's wagon train making their way towards the farmstead. And here's some reinforcements in the back. Got some Knights of the Broken Lance, or Templars of Myrmidia. And we've got a large battle happening over here. I'll just move over to that side. Here we go. We've got the Stallion Pikemen on the left. 3 units of them facing off against the Chileans. Looks like it's going to be a prickly situation. Dad joke. And we've got some more sword and board guys here about to hop the wall and attack the Chileans in the flank. Up here, behind the stone wall, we have missile troops from Astalia. And some characters scattered around. Here we have some Stallion Pistoliers riding into the Fortified Farmstead. And on top of the bridge we have, I think it's Captain Reinhardt from those old school Warhammer Fantasy battle video games. Also a Chilean mercenary in this case. We've got some more Chileans coming across, queuing up to cross the bridge. And here we have, I guess, having a missile duel here with the Stallions. We have the Chileans with pavases and crossbows, having a missile duel. Moving past them, we have some more some reinforcements, some Chilean crossbowmen here. And speaking of the reinforcements, got 3 more units of pike, or 4, is it 3? 3 units of pike coming in. Behind them we've got some freelance knights. Lumpenkrupps mob. And we got 2 organ guns guarding the entrance to the defender's camp. Some more knights back there. The Blazing Sun. And we've got 3 galloper guns getting wheeled up to also assault the or repel the Stallions. Here we've got Knights of the Blazing Sun on foot, and some cannon just firing on the attackers near the bridge. And we have our large keep here. This is that keep. I've done a couple of videos mentioning this one that I used Justway to print. I'll put a link to them in the description. I really love how it came out. And here we have the battle standard bearer for the Chileans. Moving back to the galloper guns. Yeah, it's a shame we don't have rules for them with the new Warhammer the Old World, but can proxy them as just canon, I guess. And we've got some desert dogs here. The back of the crossbowmen, the besiegers, I think in this case. got just more Chilean infantry making a crossing here on the river. And we've got unit of mercenary ogres assaulting this side of the stone wall, and some stallion halberdiers. Here's a look at the stallion missile troops. Got a general there. The lambs all cowering in the corner, or to one end. And we'll just move back to the Fortified Farmstead. So there we have it. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. It's cool to show some of this 3D printed stuff. I'll put, as I said, a link to Justway, the printing service, in the description. It'll be at the top. Have a look at their stuff and see if it's the right mix for you or not. And I'll give you one last look at some of this stuff. For those of you that have watched my other videos, you would have seen the full showcase of the Chilean Renegades Crown's Army, or Dogs of War Army, as they were when I first originally started to make them. The Estalians are about a third done. They're on my painting schedule for this year, the Estalians, so about 2/3 more to come. I'm 2 months behind on my targets for this year for the Estalians, but this is a little mini preview of where I'm up to so far in halfway through the year. So thank you again for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got some inspiration about a fortified farmstead. And happy hobbying. Enjoy.